Welcome in, everybody. This is your roast rate. Big shout out to Seraph. Thank you so much for Seraph for redeeming your 10,000 channel points in order to get us to drink this lovely coffee. Today we have Don Pablo's Canadian whiskey and maple infused coffee. So it was funny, the top popped off. I don't know if they dropped it or what, but the top popped off, so like half the beans were in the bag. I was just like, oh man, what the hell? This is annoying. I opened up the bag and then I went to grab in and I pulled it out and I pulled it out this way. So all the beans just poured out all over and I was just like, son of a, you know. But for your beans be free, absolutely. I was really surprised. They're not shiny. They're not, for this being an infused coffee, it's not shiny at all. I was very surprised. They came out, really, Bug? Really? They came out of the grinder really good. The second infused one that I've redeemed that isn't shiny. Yeah, so I almost wonder if they do kind of like the barrel aged thing too with it, because I can imagine you can get a maple, but it says it's infused. So I'm not entirely sure. But obviously our flavor notes that we're looking at, you have your Canadian whiskey. You have, surprised he was shiny. They were not. You were so right. But it's just weird. It was strange. So I'm not complaining. Yes, the beans came out of grinder so well, for sure. But we'll see how it goes. It smells a lot like whiskey for sure. I forget what the big Canadian whiskey is. It starts with an M. But it's not there. Whiskey and coffee, my two favorite things. I agree, Ma. But the results are an intense full-body coffee with the distinguished notes of maple, fruit, caramel, and toffee. Finish is very smooth, velvet-like without the alcohol. It is not manure, good sir. Molson, but I don't think that's whiskey. You might be right. I might be an idiot, which is probably more than likely true. But, so, you're looking, we've got a little darker than we have been here. No, because we've been rocking the dark train for a while, though. I know Crown Royal, I didn't know Crown was Canadian. The more you know. But it's got a really big whiskey smell to it. I imagine that's going to carry over into the taste. The last time we did one of the bourbon infused beans, it was very, very, very upfront and personal with the bourbon tasting, but it's not, I don't think this is going to be the same, but we'll find out. Are you telling me one of my favorite cheaper whiskeys is Canadian? I mean, maybe, you never know. There's nothing wrong with some Canadian shrubs. Some of my most favorite people are Canadians. But I digress. Interesting. So the whiskey's not overpowering, which is kind of what I was feeling. You know what I mean? Like the smell didn't feel like it was too strong on the whiskey side of it. That might be the differentiation between just whiskey and some bourbon. You know what I mean? Obviously, bourbons are whiskeys, but not all whiskeys are bourbons. Kind of dealio. But it's definitely a lot more subtle than the last one was. But the maple, I kind of get a little bit on the back end. No, I figured as much, Shrubs. Definitely figured as much. So now the black cherry crown, I'm not a fan of. The peach is okay. The apple's really good. But the salted caramel and the the blackberry I really can't get into. But anyway, coffee. Coffee. That's why we're here, coffee. It's very subtle, for sure. I feel like the whiskey taste kind of overtops that, but it's really an interesting flavor profile because the toffee is there, but it mixes so well with that this is incredible, Seraph. The toffee mixes with that whiskey flavor very well. It's pretty impressive, actually. Um like I don't know if it was just, yeah, for sure. Take notes, kids. Take notes. But it's really cool. It might have a little bit of that maple on the end, which surprises me because of how much they talk about the maple in the title and everything. You know what I mean? It's maple whiskey infused coffee beans, but the toffee is probably more of a note, I would say, than the maple is, which is, it's so nice. It's so nice. It was like I don't know, because my first sip, I was just like, "Oh, I don't know how I feel about this. But then as you break it down and figure it out, I guess maybe that's the fun in it and all. You know what I mean? Like you like tasting and testing and all this other things. Just need to drink up straight up maple syrup, but again, 10 different flavor colors and great. Nah, no. I this isn't Super Troopers. We do not chug maple syrup here. You got to relax the throat. You know, just let it slide in. That sounds bad. I don't need to be. But anyway, no, the toffee and the whiskey is a really nice talk, or not talk, a really nice coexisting of flavors existing together. It feeds into the maple nicely. I think it'll be interesting to see how well it does when we get to the, like, once it cooks down a little bit, once it's sat for a little bit, or once it cools down some more. Because as we all know, the more that coffee cools down, the more the flavor notes come out. Which is why good coffee, should still be able to be drank cold. It's actually probably got something to do with why cold brews and everything, not recently, but had gained so much upwards. You know what I mean? Popularity. Yo, we got there. Maybe not because. Oh, thank you, Sarah. I'm sure that's only going to be used for the best of uses. I'm sure, but I have not had it yet, Ma. So another fun fact: the a couple of coffees ago, the one that Ma redeemed, she actually showed. I don't know if she showed the roast rate to the guy that runs the shop, but she told him about it, and he just obviously didn't agree with our 6 or 7 that we gave him. I don't remember which one it was. But in the roast rate, we talked about how I think it would be interesting being, it was a 5? Okay. How it would be interesting to see how it would be in a cold brew. And I don't know if Ma bought it or if he gave it to her, but that was pretty incredible, I would say. But, Sarath, honestly, we might have back-to-back times. Does that mean that I'm going too easy? Because this is a wonderful cup of coffee. I guess specific or statistically speaking, it is possible. But Soraya, thank you, my dude. Thank you for a 10. It is fantastic. That It's great. Do they sell grinds for this coffee, Pooks? I think so. I don't remember looking. Usually you'll stop by tomorrow, so I'll make a pot. Of course, Mother. Of course. I actually think I've got enough for... Because like I said, I lost some of the beans. Now I can't get the... Yeah, you're right. I gotta fight the thing. But thank you guys so much. I'm sorry. For joining me for the roast rate. Again, another dime. Back-to-back weeks of 10s. Peanut butter and chocolate and whiskey and maple. Way to my heart, apparently. But thank you so much again, Seraph, for all of the support you give me, all the lurking you do for me. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I come into my streams and I see Seraph's name on my bot telling me that he's already here waiting for me. You mean the world to me, my friend. You're one of the best people I've met on my online journey, and I can't thank you enough for all the support you've given me. Even if you were the reason that we did pinto bean coffee. That wasn't even coffee. That was just grounded up pinto beans. But I appreciate the hell out of you, man. But let's go back to some music, shall we?